Alrighty, welcome to Content Management Systems, GWDA 372. Let's hop in and go through the syllabus stuff, which I know everybody loves. There's my contact information. This may or may not change in future classes, so make sure you take a look at it in the overview just to make sure it is. And same with the tutoring hours. They'll be right here. This is going to change from quarter to quarter, so make sure, don't go off what you see on the video, go off of what you see inside the course. Okay, and there may or may not be a tutor. This quarter, I'm not sure if we're going to have one. If there is, it'll be put here, whoever it is and what time they have. Okay, again, contact information in there. Basically, we're going to be using PHP and MySQL to create a content management system. Yay, right? This is how long the course is going to be, 11 weeks. There's the book. We're really not going to use the book a whole lot. It's just a lot of theory. It's not a lot of doing. So I'd rather be doing than doing theory stuff. So you can go through the learning objectives, basically PHP, SQL stuff, database stuff is what we're going to be doing here. You're going to need a web server. I recommend InterServer. We'll talk about that in a minute when we get into the assignment. It talks about how you can get a free year with them. Basically, sign up with your school email and email them a copy of your student ID and you'll be on your way. You'll need a domain. You can get about a .com for about $9 a year at NameSilo. Or you can go to Freenom and they give you free domains. You can get .tks, .gls, GAs, all kinds of different weird domains. And just make sure when you sign up, Freenom does privacy automatically. With NameSilo, though, make sure you choose the privacy. Now, if you're wondering what about this, like how do I do this, you can go to the homepage of the course here. And under resources, I have videos that will show you how to do that if you don't already have this set up. Also, it shows you how to get access to lynda.com and online tutors. Happy days. But these are videos here. We'll show you how to get a domain, how to get your host, and then how to hook up your host to your domain and upload things to it. But we'll be going through all that in these videos. All right, so back to the overview. Let's see here. There's the learning objectives. Basically, the whole grade will be this project. If you get the project done, you'll pass the course with an A. If you don't get it done, we'll see about how far you got, and we'll give a grade that matches about how far you got. But really, you want to just finish the project, because if you don't, you're kind of wasted the whole course. Okay, so methods of assessment is just going to be this final project, and that's really it. So late work isn't going to be a big deal. I mean, I may have things due from week to week. Just make sure you're staying on course. But really, if by the end of the course you have this final project done, you'll get an A. That's really the point of the course, is to finish up this project. Okay, disability things, you can contact them. We have the counseling. If you ever need to talk with someone, you can give that number a call. Attendance policy should be all things you know. And then really, you're just getting your web host and domain set up, and then we just work on the content management system until the end of the week. So that's really about it. Okay. So let's hop into week one. Oh, well, I guess we can go to the homepage of the course really quick for the domain and such. You click on that, it'll open it up, and then there'll be a video that walks you through how to do it. I have a link to NameSilo and a link to Freenom. And then to get the free year of hosting, you go through here, and that'll show you how to do it. There's just videos that'll show you how to do everything you need to do. Okay, but again, I'll be showing how to do most of this. All right, so let's hop into week one. So week one's going to be getting everything set up, and then also starting the project, getting a few steps into the project, basically. Okay, so we'll be using PHP and MySQL, which InterServer can do perfectly. So we need to get a web host. So really what you need to do is you go to InterServer. Okay, and we're going to do login, and we're going to sign up for a new account. You're going to use your school email. So whatever it is at stu.aai.edu. Okay, and then you're going to put in whatever password you want, agree to it, and then create the new account. after you've done that, you need to email them from your student email. So you're going to email support@innerserver.net. Now, when you first sign up, you'll get an email, a welcome email from support@innerserver.net, so you can just reply to that if you want. But you'll get an email from them, and you got to reply and send them a digital copy of your student ID, and then just request. You'll need to request the free year. Okay, and now there's two things that I've seen that'll happen is either they will reply to you and say, okay, the credit's been applied, or they'll set the whole thing up for you. So, okay, something happened there. Let me log into my account if I can. Okay. No idea what's going on there. All right, so if they set up everything for you, great, hallelujah. What the heck? I don't even know what that means. So, whatever. It's all, that's actually not very good because I'm going to need to get into there in a minute. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, anyways, I may have to pause this video and see what's going on there. But anyways, you'll email them, and if you need help getting set up the rest of the way, let me know. Let me try this one more time. Okay, that was really weird. Anyway, so if they set it all up for you, you'll have a 1 here under web hosting, which is great. That means everything's set up. You're good to go. If not, they'll give you a credit, and you'll have to go into web hosting here. And you're going to hit order. And then you're going to do the standard web hosting. You'll put in the domain that you want, that you got at Freenom or that you got at NameSilo. Put in the password that you use to log into InnerServer. Your billing is going to be yearly. Coupon code is nothing. You're going to accept the terms, and you're going to hit proceed. Now, I can't do this, but what will happen is when you hit proceed or when you hit next, it's going to show you that you have a credit of 54, and you're going to choose the option that says pay with prepay, and that's going to let you pay with the credits that you get from them. Okay, but I did not even get close to showing you everything, so make sure that you go through those videos and just let me know if you have any questions, because once you have the web host, then you got to hook the web host and the domain together. Once that's done, you should be really close to being on your way. All right, so for week 1, you got to get your web host. Okay, you can get the year free with InnerServer, or you can go get ripped off at GoDaddy or whatever you want to do. It's kind of your choice. Okay, then you're going to follow the video that you're currently watching, right? And I'm going to show you what needs to be done. We're going to get the project started. All right. And the other thing that you'll need is, I don't really have that in here. You're going to need FileZilla. So download, install FileZilla. Now we're going to be using Brackets in here. Brackets actually has a plugin that'll let us do what FileZilla does. Let's do this as well. So download and install Brackets. But it's still good to have that separate FTP client. So I'll just kind of throw that in there. All right, so you get those installed, got Brackets installed, okay, and then here we go. So what you're going to want to do is on my desktop here, I have a folder called My Projects. I'm going to go into there, and I'm going to be doing everything inside of CMS. Okay, now what we need to do is set up the correct folder structure that we're going to be using here. So there's going to be 2 folders in here. We're going to have a folder called public. Okay, we'll have another folder called private. Okay, and then inside of private, we're going inside of private. We're going to have a file. I'm just going to do a new text document here and just rename it. I'm going to have a file called functions.php. And it'll say, do you want to change that? And I'll just say yes. Okay, and I'm going to copy and paste that. And we're going to have another file called initialize. Initialize. Okay. Okay, and then inside of here, we're going to create another folder called shared. Okay, and that's it for private. So in our normal folder here of the CMS folder, we have the private folder. Inside of there, we have two files, functions and initialize.php. And then we have another folder called shared. Okay, and then we're going to come back and go back. So now we're going to create what we need inside of public. So the stuff that's in this private folder is going to be all the stuff that will not be seen by people who go to our website. It's going to be the functions that control how the content management system works. Public's going to be things that could be public, like images and CSS files and things like that. So inside of public, I'm going to create a folder called images, not images, images. Okay, I'm going to create another folder called staff. That's going to control the staff of the content management system, like the people who have control of it. Okay, and we're going to create a file called index.php. That's going to be the home page of the whole website. Okay, so this will be the home page for the whole website. It'll be the public folder there. Okay, now inside of staff, I'm going to copy index.php because inside of staff, I want to throw another index.php in there. Okay, and inside of staff, we're going to create another folder called pages. Then another folder called subjects. Okay, and inside of pages, we're going to have an index.php. And inside of subjects, we're going to have an index.php. Okay, and then I'm going to come out and go back out to the public. And inside the public folder, I'm going to create another folder called style sheets. And that's where our CSS stuff is going to go. All right, so just to review, inside of private, we have functions and initialize.php and then a shared folder with nothing in it. Okay, inside of public, we have the images folder, staff folder, and style sheets. Inside of images, we don't have anything. Inside of staff, we have index.php, a folder called pages, and inside of pages, we have index.php. Inside of subjects, we have index.php. And then we have index.php inside of staff. So we have a bunch of these home pages that are going to be in these different folders. Okay, and then we have inside of public style sheets. Okay, so that should be it. Once you have that set up and after you have brackets installed, if you're not sure how to do brackets, right, you just download it and install it. It's not too bad. So this is what it's going to look like. Okay, and well, not exactly. It'll look something like this. And what you're going to want to do is come over here and click on this and do open folder. Okay, and what I'm going to do is go into my projects and I'm going to open up this folder CMS, or wherever you have this folder saved, this is what you want to open. Okay. I don't know if it's being smart enough here. I have to get rid of that because I had CMS there before. There we go. Okay, cool. I had CMS there before. I had to kind of refresh it basically. All right, so now we can see all the stuff that we created. And you can kind of see it in another view as well, like everything that we have, right? We have private folder inside of there. We have shared the two PHP files. right? Got the public folder, images, staff. Inside of staff, we have pages. Inside of pages, index. Inside of subjects, the folder subjects, index. Okay, and this index is inside of staff. Then we have style sheets, and then we have the index for public. Okay, this is just going to allow us to access this whole project and easily jump from these different files. Just, the main thing is be careful as we're going through this that if you're on index.php, make sure you're on the right one, whether it's the staff one, whether it's the pages one, or whether it's the public one. Just be careful with that. Okay. So next thing we want to do is get this plugin here. It's called SFTP Upload. This allows us to, because if you've done PHP before, you can't run PHP code locally. I can write all the PHP code I want here on my computer, but it won't run unless I run it in an environment that supports and runs PHP. Well, running it locally in a browser, like if I were just to open index.php in a browser, it's not going to do anything. I have to upload it up to InterServer because InterServer supports and runs PHP. So what this SFTP allows us to do is every time we just save, it'll automatically upload it to our host, and then we'll be able to easily view it and test it. All right, so I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go, let's see, Extension Manager. Okay, and I'm going to do a search for SFTP. Okay, and the one I got was this SFTP upload by Wang Yu. Good old guy, that Wang Yu, right? So just hit install. You may have to restart brackets for it to work. You'll know it works because you'll get this little thing right here. So what you'll want to do is click on it, go to server setup, and it's going to ask for some information. So you're going to want to pick FTP. Okay, your host is going to be your .com, your .tk, your domain, whatever you got it, Freenom or name silo. Port's going to be 21. Don't mess with that. Username is whatever you set up. And to be honest, I would go into InterServer. Okay. Once you're in and you have everything set up, you're going to click right here on your domain under web hosting. And we're going to go into the cPanel. Now we're going to make it so we're going to be able to log into our host and upload things. And this actually, it tells you how to do this in this video right here. Okay, so if you need to review it in more detail, it's going to show you in here exactly what we're doing here. So once you get into the cPanel, you're going to go to FTP accounts, and your login can be whatever you want. Your name, so mine's dave@thoseonekids.com, so it could be your name at your domain. Choose a password, the directory, erase everything here. If you don't, it's not going to give you access to your whole host. It's just going to give you access to one little folder, which is going to be pretty worthless. So erase everything here and then create the account. Okay, once you've created that, now you can log into your host and do things to it. And that's what we're doing here. So my username is dave@thoseonekids.com. Don't have to put anything here. That's the password I just set up. Okay, now this is where it gets kind of important, is you need to tell it where on your server you're saving this project. Okay, so really what you'll want to do first, and I probably should have showed you this first, my bad, but I'm going to log in. And this is with FileZilla. So you'll want to do this before this thing in brackets here. So I'm into it. Once you've logged in, you'll see something show up here, and I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to try to look for public HTML. I have a lot more stuff in here than you're going to have. So I'm going to go into public HTML and I'm going to create a folder for what I'm doing here. Okay, so I already have it, and I'm actually going to create another one. So I'm going to do another one called CMS test. That's the one I do before I teach you all this stuff. Okay, so I have CMS and I have CMS test. That's okay. Just erasing what was there before. All right, so I don't have anything in CMS. Okay, so you'll create a new directory in there. I just right clicked and I said create directory, and it's going to be inside public HTML. So whatever you call the folder is going to be right here. Make sure public HTML is still there. All right, so that's public HTML is just your live folder. So when I type in those onekids.com, it takes me inside and shows the user everything that's inside of public HTML. And again, this is all in that other video. So I've created CMS. So now when I come back to brackets, I can say, all right, the server path that I'm going to be using is public_HTML/CMS. So I'm telling it to go inside of this folder that I just created. Okay. And then I can check upload on save. So every time I hit Command S, every time I save these files, it's going to upload everything. Okay, for now, well, yeah, I might as well have that right now. So I'll hit OK. So if I save it, it says that it's uploading it. Okay, and then I can come over here, double click, and see if it actually did it. Yep, it did. Okay, and it's just kind of smart enough to know that, okay, it's inside of this public folder. It's using the folder that I opened inside of brackets to upload that. So it uploaded the public folder, it uploaded the staff folder, and it uploaded index.php. So it knows everything. It knows the whole folder structure and everything, which is pretty slick. Okay. And really, probably what you'd want to do to start out is go inside of CMS here. And then I'm going to open my local CMS folder. Okay, this is on my computer. And I'm just going to click and drag over so I can just get the whole folder structure up there. So I'm going to select both of these, click and drag over. I'm uploading into the CMS folder on my host. Yeah, I can override everything, not a big deal. But now exactly what I have on my computer is now up here on my host. As the functions, initialize everything. And then as I'm in here inside of brackets, saving things, messing with things, it's automatically uploading to them, to the host for me. Okay, and then how I can test this stuff, right, is I can go those one kids, because that's my domain. That takes me into public HTML/CMS, and that takes me inside of that CMS folder that I just uploaded. Okay, and this is how I test. Okay, you got to make sure your domain's up here so you can make sure what you're doing works. Okay, cool. So to start out, we're going to go into public. Okay, I'm going to collapse all these, and I'm going to open up index.php, and the one that's inside of public. So I just double click that. It's going to come up here in brackets is cool. This tells us, hey, this is the index inside of staff. This is the index inside of public. So I can get rid of staff for now. Okay, so I want the one inside of public. Now I just want an HTML file folder for HTML structure here. I have another cool little, now don't do this unless you know this from memory, but I have this other thing called HTML skeleton. It's another plugin. I can click on it and just say, hey, I want a basic HTML skeleton, and I hit done. It goes in there, puts in everything I need. Okay, I don't need a viewport. We're not really going to be messing with anything like that. Now, the title of my CMS is Sagacious Sloth. Okay, sagacious is wise. Okay, and I'll pretend that it's like a website that gives tips or something like that. It's going to be up to you to decide what your website's going to be about. It's up to you, but it needs to be something different than what I'm doing. Okay, actually let's call it the. Okay, and inside of the body, I'm just going to put in a header tag here. Sagacious Sloth, life tips. Okay, and remember every time I save, it'll come down here and it'll say that it's uploading, which is good. And I can check, okay, this is in the public folder. So now I can come over here, go inside of public, and because it's index, it will show me what it's doing. Okay, and for some reason you can't get this SFTP to work, You can just, it's annoying, but every time you save things, you can open up FileZilla here and just click and drag from your computer up there, and that'll work as well. It's just, it's not as quick as this, the plugin here. Okay, so that's all we're going to do for now inside of the public. Okay, now we're going to go inside of staff, and we're going to mess with the index.php there. Okay, so this will be kind of like the staff page that the staff would see when they get in there. Okay, and I'm just going to take what I have from public here and I'm going to copy it. Actually, I don't want that lang attribute. Get rid of that. I copy this and throw it into staff. Okay, and I'm just going to say staff page for the title. And then down in here inside the body, I will use a header tag. And inside of that, I'm going to say staff area. So this is what the area that staff would see when they log in. And I'll use a navigation tag. Okay, and I'm going to set that up and with an unordered list. Okay, and then I'm setting up an href, and that's just going to take me to home. And I'll call this menu. That's all we're going to do in the navigation. So this is just basic HTML here. I'm going to throw a div in there with an ID of content because this is where obviously the content would go. Okay. And then I will put in a footer. Inside the footer, I'm going to throw in the copyright symbol. So copy, ampersand copy, semicolon, that puts in the copyright symbol. And I could say 2018, The Sagacious Sloth. And save. Okay, now, because of my plugin, every time I'm saving this, it should be uploading it to my host. Same thing here, I'm going to save that. So now, because this is in the staff folder, I can come over here. Okay, well, it's not going to show me, but I'm going to go public, and then I want to go into the staff, or wait, or is that, no, I think that's in the private, no. I'm pretty sure public. So we got public, and then we go inside the staff folder, and then there we go. Okay, staff area, menu, 2008, The Sagacious Sloth. Yay. So it's working. Now, one cool thing you can do with PHP is, when it comes 2019, maybe I don't want to have to change this. I don't have to go in there. Well, there's this cool little PHP thing that we can use. So we're going to throw some PHP in there with the PHP tags. And I can say echo date, and then the capital Y inside of these quotes. And that's a PHP code saying basically grab the year from the server and display it. So that way the year will always be exactly what it is. I don't have to go in there and update it every year. So we can go back here, refresh, nothing changed. So that's good. That means that it worked. But I do want a space right here. So I can save that, come back, refresh, and there's the space. Okay, but we know the year's working. This also will tell us if the PHP is working. So now that we threw some PHP code in there and it worked, we know everything's good. Okay, this isn't it for the week, but this is going to be it for this video. We'll call this part 1. So I'm going to be done here. Look for part 2 to continue the video so you can finish this week's assignment, but I just don't want to lose what I have already. So see you in the next video.